Hello everyone, in this video we'll be discussing about model factories. Basically, when testing your application or setting your database, you may need to insert a few records into your database. Instead of manually specifying the values of each column, Laravel allows you to define a set of default attributes for each of your Eloquent models. Basically, factories are like seeders. In one of our previous video, we learn how can we use, so factories are quite like the same. So let's see how can we create factories and how to use them. Now let's open our terminal first. In our terminal, we will run a command for creating factory. So let's see, php artisan make factory. Then we have to specify the factory name. Let's say my factory name will be post factory, right? Let's enter and our factory will be generated. Let's open our database folder. In database folder, you can see here is a factory folder. In this folder, you can see the file that we just generated, post factory. If I open it, in here you can see we have a predefined method which is called definition. In this array, we will be add our field names and the values of them. After that, we will be returning this array, right? Now let's see. I will be opening my database manager. If I select post, you can see in here we have these fields on our post table, right? So we'll be creating some dummy data for our post tables. So for that, first of all, in the array, we have to define our field name. Let's say our first field is title. So I will add a title, and in the value I will call a helper function which is fake. Okay, so using of this fake method, we can create some fake data for our fields. Let's say I will say title. Okay, so it will create a fake title for me. Then let's copy our second field, description, and we will again call our fake method. Then chain another method is called paragraph. So this method will return a paragraph. Okay, so we will store that paragraph in our description field. Now let's see what we have here. Now in our status, we will say, let's say we will call another helper function. It will be rand. So basically what rand does, it generates a random number for you, and inside this we can pass argument like minimum and maximum. So I will say the minimum value will be 0 and maximum value will be 1. So when we will run our factory, so in every loop the status value will be changing. Like some row will get a value of status 0, some will get a value of status 1. So let's go to our another field. It is, we will be ignoring create an updated field. So we have post date. Now I will again call fake and call the date method. Now let's say the user ID, I'll give a static value for it. Let's say it will be 1, and the category ID. So in category ID, I will be using rand again. Okay, and I will say here 1 to, let's say, 4. Now let's add our view field. Here we will use, let's say, rand again. In rand we'll pass, let's say, 0 to 1000. So I think that's all field we need for now. We don't have to fill the deleted ad or created ad or updated ad. So I think that's it. So we filled our array. Now we can run our factory and generate some fake data on our database table. Let's see. Now we will go to our seeder folder. Inside seeder folder there is a database seeder.php file. We will open this and we have to register our factory here. So I will be commenting out this line of code. This is from our old video. So in here we call our post seeder class. So we are not using seeder anymore, we are using factory instead. So now we will be calling factory from here. So for that, let's call our model. So we will call post model post. You can see VS Code is giving me recommendation. Click on it and it will import your class at the top. Now we will say : factory. Inside this factory method we have to pass how many data we want to create in our database. Let's say I want to create 200 data. Okay, after that I will simply call another method. It is create method. That's all. Now I will go to my terminal and run artisan command php artisan db seed. Right, this is the command we use for seeding our database, right? So we will be running this command again. Press enter and you can see it seeded our database. Now if I go to my db manager and refresh, and you can see we got 200 datas, right? But one thing we did wrong. If you notice at the title field, it have to be a post title, not a person title, like it is generating Dr., Miss and Mr. Right? We don't need this. We need the just a string, right? So let's fix it. I'll open my terminal. In terminal, I will run the migrate fresh command for deleting all my existing data from the database. php artisan migrate fresh. So our database has been cleared. Now we will go to our factory again. Instead of title we will say, let's say sentence. That will create a sentence for us. So that's it, that will generate a string for us. Now we will go to our terminal again and we will run again php artisan db seed and enter. So database has been seeded. Now if I go to my db manager and refresh, you can see we are getting the datas. Now our title looks okay and description is also good, and as I said, the status is random generating between 0 1, as you can see. So that's how you can seed your data via factories. This is more efficient than seeder we in one of our videos, right? So this is for this video. I hope you understand how to work with factories. See you at the